And we're coming to you back live from the Q studios here at WQBQ 1410, the voice of Lake County. This is the Coaches Show, the pregame Coaches Show. Friday night will be football under the lights. Going back into the studios now, and we have Ron joining us. Hey, Ron.
How you doing, James?
Good, buddy. Good to have you on board. And again, thank you to the coaches and to Wyatt for being here with us today. Just a little bit of info about the game, and then I think we've got another coach going to call in from the other team.
Yeah.
So if we want to talk a little smack, we need to do it now.
Yeah, we got Coach Lawrence chiming in with us about 2:40. So just want to touch up on the game a little bit more because, I mean, me and Jason saw a lot of potential in your schemes and in these players. These kids are really good. That play, we kind of wanted to go back to that play where I guess you played tight end at that when they threw it to you.
I played quarterback. And they just threw it back.
They just you kind of a little wide out and they threw it right to you. I mean, I couldn't believe how open he was. I mean, were you guys surprised to see them just kind of let him walk away, or were you counting on that?
Well, that's how the play is designed.
Right.
You know, all it was a.
Not that we want to give away our secrets.
Well, everybody gets the film.
Right.
It was just a sweep throwback.
Okay.
Where he pitches it, and we fake a sweep to
Okay.
the opposite side, and he boots, and we throw it back to him.
Oh, we had the mic spiking. We were yelling so loud. We had to adjust all the volume levels because it kept blanking out. We got excited. We were a little disappointed, obviously, as you were, that it got called back. What plans do you have to improve that run game? Like immediate plans to are there any major changes you're making player wise, or just mentality as far as discipline, running game, I'm trying to get this word out properly. Techniques or anything that you can teach the kids to kind of perfect what they were doing to get your run game on track?
We just want everyone to know their assignments and get better at executing their blocks and knowing who to block and where. It's
execution.
It's just an execution thing. It's not something that's difficult to fix.
Right.
I think we'll look better in that department this week.
Let me ask you because I know it's just high school, and when you get into college and pro, it gets to a different level as far as talking to these kids. What do you do in a game like that that's so close? I mean, no, it's preseason, but still, for the players it counts. It's still a loss. You know, what do you do to lift them up, but let them know that you're serious and that this is we need to not dwell on it. You know, keep it in the past, but move on and excel.
I try to talk to our guys about the things we did wrong.
Okay.
And explain to them how we can make it right. And then the last thing I say to them, I like to say something positive.
Okay.
The big thing for me as the head coach is to remain calm. Your players are going to feed off of you.
Yes.
If I look nervous and scared and I'm panicking, they're going to do the same
Right.
thing. And we talked about that, I think it was yesterday. I asked them, I said, did I go off on you guys on the sideline? And they were like, no. I said, because I thought the guys were giving effort.
Yeah.
I'm never going to get on my guys if they're giving effort.
Right.
We just have to get better,
Right.
at what we do.
I mean, we didn't see anybody giving up. I mean, from our standpoint, it looked like they were all giving 110%. It was just, a little bit of execution here and there that just wasn't accomplished. But we were thoroughly impressed. Obviously the first half went slow, started picking up in the second half. 26-0 run. I mean, in most games, it's kind of unheard of. So you guys were just moving the ball along. What any I got to get my brain together. Excuse me, Mr. James. What are you trying to do to kind of close out those games? Any like fingertip exercise? I know you're talking about maybe playing with the wet ball. That can only go so much, especially with these new gloves that they have. I mean, they pretty much grip through anything. So what confidence can you build in these kids to get them to know that, they're not going to get thrown through the wolves or get cut off the team because they dropped a pass? They need to just kind of
just keep believing in them and
Good.
stressing that. And one of the things that we need to do a better job of in practice, I'm always telling the guys, everything you do matters. When we run sprints, we want to finish the sprint. We teach you run through the line and not to the line.
Right.
And in the game Friday night, we ran to the line.
To the line.
If we had run through the line, we win the game. So, habits, good or bad, you're gonna revert back to who you are.
Yeah.
And we're trying to teach these guys to be finishers
Okay.
in everything they do, and then that carries over into the game.
Coach, I got a couple questions for you in the meantime. You mentioned a couple times about tapes. Who tapes? Who videos? Where do you get those from? How does that come about?
Videos our games and shares it on a program called Huddle.
Okay.
And then each week, usually Friday night or Saturday morning, you trade with your upcoming opponent. We'll exchange film. So
okay.
Once we get into the season, they'll get a couple of our films, we'll get a couple of theirs. And if you have friends who coach other teams that may have played a team, sometimes you can get an extra film.
Gotcha. And you mentioned, let's see, there was the films and there was one. You mentioned spring. You were when they played in the spring. Now, in reality, they've only been playing ball together for a couple of weeks, correct? Or did they play some through the spring?
You played one spring game. We played Umatilla back on May 16th.
Okay.
Citrus was in the same boat. Citrus has a new coach also.
Okay.
I think he was hired right before me. So the game meant a lot to him and his program,
Sure.
just like this one did
to you. Correct.
So you had two teams trying to change the culture, and one team made one more play. And hats off to Citrus. Sometimes you just have to give the other man credit.
Absolutely.
And,
Absolutely.
But we're going to learn from it and get better.
Who your team? How many team captains do you have?
We have two permanent captains.
Okay.
Wyatt.
Okay.
And A.J. Graham.
A.J. Graham. Okay.
And then we'll choose two more guys each game that have had a good week of practice or maybe played well in the previous game. But A.J. and Wyatt are our permanent captains.
Now, what do you expect out of your captains in a situation like this, as far as helping responsibility-wise, as far as building? What responsibilities do you see them having to lift the kids up and the other players, and to help them along on their journeys becoming athletes, especially the younger ones?
In Wyatt's case, I expect for him to be a little selfish. I probably use that word more than most coaches in a positive way.
Okay.
I think selfishness is good sometimes.
Mm.
Wyatt is a senior. He's yet to have a winning season since he's been in high school, and this is his last opportunity. So I expect for him, when he sees things that aren't right, to fix it. Same with AJ. And I always tell them it would be better if they fix it than if I have to fix it. Because if I have to fix it, they're going to pay for it too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
absolutely. So after this game, you guys got your starters set for Sumter? Everybody locked in? Any changes?
Some things
we'll know.
Some things are better left unsaid.
We'll know Friday.
Don't give the other team the advantage.
Offensively, we'll know Friday night. Because
Okay.
right now, I'm not sure who our starting backfield is going to be. We have three sets of backfields.
Yeah.
And the two, when I say two, I mean the fullback and the tailback.
Mm-hmm.
The two that stands out today will be the two that I
There you said.
start
Okay.
and coach.
Now, we did notice that you guys, obviously because of I would assume it's the lack of kids that are trying out, you guys have a bit of Ironman football going on, playing both sides of the field. How are they working with that?
Fine. They have no choice.
Amen. All right.
We at this time, our numbers aren't where they will be
Right.
in the future, but I don't spend a lot of time worrying about that. We have the guys in place to get the job done.
Yeah. Well, I can only imagine as the season progresses and they have good games and the season gets better, I can see people wanting, next year maybe more people wanting to play as they see the program excelling. I mean, we see so many good things. I mean, we're just so excited for it. If you don't mind, I got a couple questions for Rector here. What goals do you? Personal goals do you have for this season?
My personal goals, number one, is to stay healthy because of what happened last year and everything.
Right.
Number two is to have a winning season, just like what Coach said. I haven't had a winning season at all in high school. Number three is definitely making it to the playoffs and everything. I want to get my playoff experience. And then I want to just enjoy my senior year, put up some amazing numbers and everything, so I can have stories to tell at Virginia to all the players.
Absolutely.
And everything.
All right. Well, speaking of Virginia, what expectations do you have going there?
Just as soon as I get there, I want to basically show the coaches why they offer me and gave me what they did. Show them what I'm about. Try to get a starting spot. Work my butt off every single day like I have since I stepped into high school, and just keep on competing.
All right. So I'm gonna throw this curveball at you. The season goes on. You start excelling. You start playing, showing these kids and these recruiters that you're the truth. You already got a commitment to Virginia. Now, someone down the line, a couple more colleges start coming and say, hey, look, we like you. We want you to decommit from Virginia. For Jason's sake, let's say the U comes to you. Are you set in stone for Virginia?
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely set in stone for Virginia.
All right, that's
Locked
awesome.
in.
That's awesome. Well, we know you're not going to go to FSU, right?
Oh, no.
Jason, you're not in there, right?
Yeah, he's in here.
Oh, okay.
Coach
I'm not going
Freeze,
to talk about the Gators, I promise.
Coach Freeze, give us your point on Friday night's game. I haven't got to hear much from you.
We did fairly well in the first half. We were stopping the run, and we shut down the pass totally. So we did fairly well the first half. Second half, like I said, we got worn down, had some guys go out, and really we had a kickoff return. We went up, the 26 points like we said, and then that kickoff return right after that. And that was kind of the breaking point. Defensively, we tried to hold them there at the end.
Yeah.
And we were just dead tired. So we fixed that. We're conditioning them. We're getting them better. So we'll be all right.
No, it happens to the best of them. I mean, it was an exceptional game. We thought you had it. I mean, especially with the 30 seconds left, you come back. You get a couple penalties
in our favor.
On your favor,
Yeah.
bring you up to things like 23-yard line or something, and he pops it right into the end zone. I mean, it happens to the best of them. So, hey, I'm an Eli Manning fan, so I've seen him toss it and people drop it. It is what it is, so it happens to the best of them. But, I mean, we're looking forward to this season. So, me and Jason, we got another guy to help us out, so he's going to have some fun with this. Okay, let me ask you, Wyatt, because I asked Coach, so I want to hear it personally from you. What measures do you take yourself to motivate these kids as a captain? I mean, what responsibility do you feel you have to help them out and to see your team excel?
Just like what Coach tells me and everything, just to be confident, keep them in line and everything, because I mean they're the ones looking up to me. They won't admit it and everything,
Yeah.
but they look up to us seniors.
Absolutely.
I mean, my freshman year, sophomore, and junior, I used to look up to the seniors and everything. So I'm finally now a senior, and I got people looking up to me, and now they're in my boat. So I mean, I just gotta put myself in their shoes, like what the seniors did for me and what got me to where I'm at today.
Yeah.
Just keeping people in check, working the hardest that they can work. I mean, even harder, push them to the limit.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So you got any academic goals for college? I mean, I know NFL is the ultimate goal, but what do you see yourself kind of what direction you plan on going in if whatever doesn't pan out? Anything like that? Like any majors you're looking at taking when you go to Virginia?
Yeah, sports management. I want to get my master's degree in that.
Very cool.
Just basically excel in college, get on the dean's list and everything, and just competing.
I want an autograph before the season's over, all right? Just in case. So we got faith in you, so we want to see you good. All right, commercial coming up.
We're going to take a real quick break. This is the Coach's pregame show, And it'll be re-aired prior to the football game Friday night for us, but you can catch it on Lakefront TV tomorrow night, Thursday night at 6 p.m. You can see it on Prism HD 1021, Prism 21, Comcast 22, Spectrum 497, Roku device, and at lakefronttv.com. Click on the upper right-hand corner, watch now, and you'll be able to see it as well. And we're looking forward to all of the football games. We're looking really forward to the first home game. And Lakefront TV is going to be there with us, thanks to a couple of great local businesses here in Leesburg to help put that on. And we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Don't touch that dial.